Hey guys, Books Nelson here, and don't let Bill Russell on the screen fool you. I'm showing him to you for a reason. The thumbnail did not lie to you. This is indeed an Evan Mobley breakdown. Now, I was very excited about Evan Mobley when I saw the card on 2KDB. I saw his SIGs and I saw his height, but I wanted to illustrate something with Bill Russell here. And you see Bill Russell moving around. The way he moves is is very much like a wing. Right now, even though Evan Mobley has good SIGs, look at the speed at which he does a lot of this stuff. It's not quite the same. So it's not that I think that the card is bad. It's just that I think it's not quite the super cheesy, 2K20 style big that I was expecting when I saw those SIGs. I think he definitely still moves like a big, and you're still going to be more in the realm of like, doing one or two moves here and there to get him open. You're not going to be taking him into triple threat with two other centers and like saucing people up. Not that I thought it would be that far, but I just want to communicate. There's definitely a little bit of a sluggishness to Evan Mobley. Now, within that, he does still have good SIGs, and we are going to break those SIGs down. But I just wanted to show that to you guys first before going too deep into it, because we wanted to get that covered right at the outset. So that having been said, first things first, let's look at Mobley's jumper, right? So it is now upgraded to a solid jumper. It was before an unusable, terrible jumper. Now it's a solid jumper. The important thing about that jumper being like just solid and not amazing is shooting off the dribble, right? So that's the main thing, is like, can you shoot off the dribble? He cannot shoot off the dribble. And I'll show you what that looks like. That's just too much time, right? It's not that you can't ever get that shot off. It's more like his role in using that, it depends on how people are playing you. If people give this to you, I do think you can get to it. It's not unusable, but he's not creating it. It's not like, and I know this is obvious, but it's not like Dr. J or something where Dr. J is doing that to you, like as a weapon. Whereas this is more a counter move. People are sagging off. Maybe you've given them a couple of stick dunks, a couple of rim runs, right? You got on that rim a little bit. And now when they see you moving, they sag off, they overplay the screen, and then you counter. Which you could argue it might be the way the move should be used. Like, I don't know if you should be getting to that the way it is in this game. But that's the way it is for Evan Mobley. So he is still 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, going to just, play excellent defense all over the court, I would expect. I did already give him a shoe. For those of you who didn't see the preview, I'll describe the shoe to you real quick. So I put three-pointer on. I put both rebounding attributes on. I put speed and I put strength. Right? So that's what I went to. And these are the stats that he wound up with as a result. You see that 94 speed looking much, much better to me, And the same thing with that strength. 92, I have much more faith in that. So you see here, same side burst looking good. Let's go ahead and look at some of the rest of his SIGs. So normal leaner, we know what that looks like, but let's see the speed of that normal leaner. I think that's the important thing to get. It's all right. Again, at his height, he'll be less contested. I love it going to the right side. It's actually quite fast going to the right side. And I did put the Agent 3 on him, so he can hit that shot for sure, as long as you get the window. It's not a difficult window. I think I see it pretty much. There you go. So yeah, I think that's a shot that he can go to. In fact, I even think in a way it's probably a little better than his standstill jumper if you're creating with him. I do like that hop back. Which hop is that? That's normal hop jumper. Yeah, that's great hop jumper. It's my favorite in the game. That's really good. So here's the thing. When the jump shot bases get sped up, these shot creator shots get sped up. And that, I think, it's one of those things where if you adapt your play style to the card, I do think that you can gain a lot more benefit than if you're trying to have him fit in where he doesn't fit in, So if you know how to get to that, you're going to realize, oh, wow, this guy's got a good mid-range rating, great badges. He's 6'11". This is all of a sudden, and that's super fast because of his sped up release timing. So this is a really great thing to get to. So I wanted to highlight that real quick because I do think that's where, like, cards can be much more effective if you work with them instead of forcing them to work with you, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get to his dribbling now that we've covered all that boring jump shot stuff. And I don't, if I didn't say it already, let's get into the content. Can't forget my catchphrase. All right, so he has Michael Jordan dribble style, which if you follow this channel, he's got 3 push crosses, right? Straightforward, He's got more off to the side here, like so, right? A little push cross to the side. And then he's got the push cross 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And you see here, here's where we start to see this speed issue, right? So just again, for comparison's sake, let's take him versus, does Julius have Michael Jordan dribble style? Let's look at who is the best. Oh, there we go. Kirilenko. Kirilenko has Michael Jordan dribble style. So let's look at see how that looks on another card. You see here, it's just a little faster, just snappier on Kirilenko. Same, and we talked about this before. Same move, different characters, different level of effectiveness, right? And the same thing with that size up, getting into that. Now, the Michael Jordan push cross isn't the best in the game, but you see here, once some animations start going away, it starts to get much better of an option with Kirilenko. Now, we look at that same thing with Mobley. Sorry, held turbo there. See, it just doesn't cancel those animation frames. And this is just, you can react to this. You know, this isn't something that's really selling. You can just kind of sit on that. So even though he has the Michael Jordan dribble style, I do think he's more into the push cross is what you want to get to. More, I mean, you know, the forward push cross or the side push cross. That Devin Booker style push cross, I think on Michael Jordan is just a little too slow on this card. All right, he's got the Kobe Bryant signature size up. So the Kobe behind the back is a good one. Unfortunately, with his slow dribbles, I do think you have to stay with that push cross to more the front to get a little more of that going. You see there, he can get a little smooth with it, but it is just a little on the slow side. I think it's definitely more like dribbling with Wilt than it is like dribbling with a Bill Russell. You know, I think he's more in that center archetype than in the power forward archetype when it comes to him as a ball handler. I think if a power forward is guarding him, you probably don't want to get too into this stuff as a primary creator. Opportunistically, excuse me, I think it can work. All right, Jordan Poole combo moves. Good combo move. Good combo move. We'll revisit that later, but this is what that looks like. Breakdown moves. Pro. Let's see what he's got. Looking good. I like that. Ooh, I like the little hop at the end too. And let's see what his aggressive one looks like. Yeah, I like his combo moves a lot. And I do think that his combo moves can work well with the Michael Jordan dribble style. Again, just keeping in mind that he just doesn't quite have the speed off the dribble to remedy that. And I don't think a speed with the ball shoe will make this much better. It's only 4 attribute points. And I think it's just really his player model and his character size holding him back. I think it's a passive thing in 2K because small guards just do feel better than larger players. And the same thing goes for wings versus centers, right? So I think he's being punished for being a center. So as you can see there, when you combo up with him a little bit, it gets a little better. So going to the basket, he's got the Giannis moving crossover. Pretty good. But even better is that same Giannis moving crossover with the between the legs. It's just a little snappier, right? Moving behind the back, James Harden, which you guys have seen a little bit. Great L2 cancel tool, to get to that. But I do think with this card, it's probably more for changing directions on people because he's a nice big center. And that stick dunk is just going to come out of nowhere and obliterate people. And I do like that. Moving step back, Chris Paul. I'm actually glad I get to see this one. So that's what this is. That's the Chris Paul moving step back and it has a really, really nice hop back. So I'm going to go ahead and elevate this on my personal, on the Books Nelson channel tier list for hop backs. We're going to go ahead and put this up there with the John Wall. This is probably the next closest to the John Wall in those. So I would say John Wall first, Chris Paul second, Steph Curry third, in terms of creating space, right? This hop back is huge for him. And you saw a little bit of it right there, right? Because with this hop back, with the Michael Jordan dribble style, you can really get forward again. I think, honestly, that is probably his best tool. And that does make him a lot more exciting for me, that hop back. Because that hop back to me is a real tool that you can use to create space for the jumper. And we talked about the cardinal dribbling directions, right? He can go to the same side ball hand with the explosion to the same side. And with that Michael Jordan dribble style, he can get to the opposite hand very easily. So I think that's a really good attribute for the card. So he's got the Karl Anthony Towns spin. We never really look at spin moves on his game, but I actually do think spin moves are underrated. And I think I'm starting to see more people figure it out, how to use them effectively in game. Coincidentally, Kevin Cruz recently was showing off some spin moves as well. But a few of my friends that I play with in the rec have been, starting to talk more about spin moves. And even competitively, I've seen people like get spin moves by accident, but it actually works. And when I see something like that, I'm like, hold on for a second. This might be something that the community is a little slow to adopt, but it's still very good. And you see here with that Carl Towns spin move, he's got a really quick, swift spin going towards the basket. All right, and last but not least, we have the Rajon Rondo move and hesitation. Let's see what that hezi actually looks like on its own. So we see here it's kind of slow, the way it produces, and then that's the regular one. But the good thing about it is it's pretty easy to cancel. I've been canceling with it all video. So anytime you guys see me burst out the same side, that's what I'm doing. And you can go back throughout the video and see those moments. But basically, that Rondo move and hezi is going to be pretty good across the board. And let's see where that cancel window is exactly. Just to get a look at it. There it is. All right, cool. So you let it play out a little bit and he gets a nice burst. Just like you saw right there, that's the rhythm. For that, rewind the video, look at the timing on the controller there and use that timing to help yourself practice the move with the card. So, dunking wise, he's got pretty much everything you want. And then he's got the long athlete layup package. We're just going to see what that looks like on the card real quick. That's his scoop, 7'4" wingspan scoop. Can't be mad at it. And then there's that tray escape. Gotta love it. Cool. So yeah, I think this is still a good card. But is he the cheesy dream that I thought he was going to be? No, I think he's pretty good. I think he is a tier down from the Dark Matters at his position. And probably in line with a lot of the opals at his position. I do think this card is more of a hidden opal than a hidden dark matter. He's definitely way better than like pretty much all of the pink diamonds that are in the game right now in terms of his competition, right? Now, I'm not going to even say that he's better than pink diamond Wemby necessarily. I'd have to really play with the card because Wemby, he's still 7'4" at the end of the day, right? But yeah, I would say that's it for Evan Mobley. I think the things you're looking for with Evan Mobley is really a simple game, right? Same side burst, Michael Jordan dribble style explosion, and really milk these hopbacks and snatchbacks to death. It says Chris Paul. Honestly, it's very, very similar to the John Wall in all of the important ways. And I think that's what you're doing with Evan Mobley because he is basically 7 foot tall. His frame is much more like a 7-footer than a 6'11" guy. He's a very tall 6'11", almost feels more like a 7'1" character. In fact, we'll go to the old special here. And what cards do I have on here? Just to give a quick look at his frame. Okay, Artist Gilmore. And I know this is an extreme example. In fact, we'll do Kleba first. All right, we'll substitute. Yes. Oh, wait, did I not substitute? We can do it now anyway. So let's see him next to, so we're doing a size test here if you're wondering what's going on. There we go. And then we'll do another one with so with these cards, I do like to see the size test so you guys can get a real sense of the build. Oh yeah, we'll look at Bol Bol. That's another one. All right. And now we'll switch right back to Evan Mobley. So you can see just the size difference between him and giant cards, and also the size difference between him and a regular old. Well, Maxi Kleber 6'10", actually, let's look at that example. All right. And so now in the replay, just going to get a quick look at the frame here of Evan Mobley. You see there, that's supposed to be a 1-inch difference, but he looks significantly taller. You know, the arms, just everything. He feels a lot more like a 7-footer. Now you see Bol Bol is a lot taller. All right, very clearly so, but Bol is 7'2". So I think Mobley feels a lot more like a 7-footer than a but look at that. Look at him next to Artist, right? Like look at this when they're standing straight up. Really good size on this card. And you know, don't let the afro fool you. And Artist is clearly bigger, but I think this just goes to show how good Mobley's frame actually is on the court. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the Evan Mobley breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're getting all of these playoff cards just to fill up your collection and try them out for yourself, see if they fit your lineup. Please like and subscribe. Road to 1,000. Thank you to all of my subscribers who are part of this, hopefully, first 1,000 subs on this channel. You guys have shown tremendous support. Cannot thank you enough for it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.